Hello, world, and today is Talking Live about food. You know what a bishop is? The Bible said a bishop is a man that has one wife. That's what the Bible said about a bishop. It's a person that has one wife. He rules his house, which his wife is a woman. Not, you might have a wife in your stupid, screwed up mind, but it's not your wife. It's another man. I don't care how it dresses or what it dresses up in. And I say, what? You know, Donald Trump signed a decree or whatever you call it, and he said a man and a woman, that's what we recognize. I want you to know, dude, that you're not a man. You might like women, but you're not a man. And you're a woman that likes a woman. You're an abomination to God according to the Bible, see? And a lot of you people out there that's preaching this stuff, this woman ain't even supposed to be in the pulpit. I believe in women that get up and testify and prophecies, but there's very few of them. There's most propheters. They propping it up to be prophecies, but they're really just a big mouth woman that don't know their rear end from the other ear and somebody else's rear end.
We really need to give this some context because there might be some people hiding under a bush out there that don't know what you're talking about. We're talking about the Bishop Bood from the Episcopalian Church that had a so-called sermon at Donald Trump during the national morning prayer there in the National Cathedral, which I thought was just Catholic, but apparently they'll let anybody in there. And that was not a sermon. That was just hate speech and cause more division, not compassionate at all. It was just to get her 15 minutes of fame on MSNBC and CNN, which she has been doing. And that's what we're talking about right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, she is part of the LGRT, whatever they call it, BT. And that's the subject that's got around to. But she was very rude to the president of the United States. And, of course, there's a lot that goes along with her because they don't like Donald Trump anyway. I ain't never seen a bunch of people that hate somebody just try to do good for them. Of course, it sounds like some of these ex-wives, you try to help them and they hate you for it. But, I mean, it is unbelievable that a woman is supposed to be talking about the Bible and supposed to be a bishop. She don't know what a bishop's supposed to be. She ain't read the Bible, I don't think. She ain't read that part where it says you're supposed to love everybody. If you're a minister, that's part of being a Christian, and a bishop is loving people and being gentle and kind and not hurt people's feelings. And of course, I think Donald Trump by now shouldn't have any feelings to be hurt. After all he's went through, if his feelings get hurt now, he's in bad shape. But she really laid on him, and she don't apologize, but and she don't want to let the world know that she has a conscience. So you got to have a conscience to be a bishop too. You can't just say something and not look at it and think and supposed to be a minister. A bishop's supposed to be a minister. That's what they're supposed to be, kind of like a minister, and they rule their own house, and of course they don't have another woman they're ruling. I mean, she is a woman. She might think she's a man, but she might like women, but she don't have a place in when it comes to religion and salvation or the blood of Jesus. She don't have a place. She's not in that place.
Yeah, there's many mysteries of the Bible, but that's one thing that is so crystal clear, directly spoken to in the Bible that I just don't know how they can justify that.
Well, from I get into Revelations and I find a lot of mysteries, but when I start from Matthew all the way to Revelation, I kind of get a good idea of what it says because it's pretty plain, A bishop's supposed to be a man. That's as plain as you can get. And he's supposed to rule his own house, and he's supposed to not have but one wife. And I'm just saying what the Bible says. You people out there want to get. I mean, I go to YouTube. I don't see too many about the Bible, except on my area that I watch. I don't see too many, but I get on YouTube and I get into a real bunch of nuts. I mean, talking crazy and talking about the Bible. They ain't no Jesus. That Paul was a nut, and just it's so confusing to those that are lost and need to know about the Lord. All that blood's going to be on those people's hands, like that woman right there. What is her job to do? What is she called a bishop? What is her part in the church? If you don't call it a church. But when it comes to, I can't say no disrespect to you because I don't respect you. When you can stand up and call yourself a Christian or a bishop in an organization that's supposed to be God's house and stand up and talk like she talked. And there's no lesbians, there's no LGBT, or it's going to be in heaven. There ain't going to be that kind of stuff in heaven. According to the Bible, neither man nor woman in heaven. There's all be angels, is what the Bible says. That's what Jesus said. Said when in the resurrection, when they was the Pharisees and Sadducees was questioning Jesus about eternal life and raising from the dead. I think Sadducees didn't believe in the resurrection. And they asked him about this woman that had 7 different brothers, and they wanted to come up and ask him, try to trick him, and asked him, whose wife will she be in heaven? And Jesus told him, said, well, you do err, because they're neither male nor female in heaven. They're all angels. They'll be angels. That's what the Bible says. There's neither man or woman in heaven. It's all one spiritual, powerful angels. It's all it's going to be. There ain't going to be nobody lusting after one another. There ain't going to be no lust up there. There ain't going to be no drinking, partying up there either. If you die that way, you ain't going up there either way. I don't care how many times you went to the altar and said you're saved. You're not going to go to heaven if you say you're saved and you keep on doing the same thing you done from the beginning. I had to give it up because I knew it's wrong. And my old flesh loved it. But to get to heaven, to please God, I had to quit it all. This lady, she knows nothing about the Bible. She knows nothing about justice. She knows nothing about love, compassion. She don't know nothing about that. She's just in a place that her devil demons put her in her organization. Jesus Christ, it's not an organization. His Bible is not an organization. It's not a Catholic. It's not a Pentecostal, whatever. It's all one, the bride of Christ. And you have to be one of the bride to make it to heaven. Your name's got to be written in the book of life. I don't care what church you're in. You still have to go the way of Jesus Christ. You have to go. He said, he said, I am the door. Do you try to enter in any other way? There's no way you can, because I am the door. I'm the only way. That's what he said. I didn't say it. That's what he said.
In other news, on Wednesday they closed all the federal DEI offices throughout the federal government and shut the websites down. So they did not waste any time letting those people go and closing those offices down, which is amazing to see something happen so fast like that.
Yeah, well, he's trying to do everything as fast as he can, and the Democrats are trying to do everything they can to stop him. But I think that he set his mind to do what he's going to do, and he'll do it. He promised it, and he's trying his best to keep his promises. I mean, go ahead.
And lots of things he says out there doesn't make it onto the regular news. And this bit did, where he said we're going to be doing things based on merit, not because of what you look like, what you sleep with. It's going to be based on merit. And I thought that was a really good line that really got out to the nation really well.
Well, it's like, I mean, the government has went too far when it comes to minorities. It's like running for president or running for any office or doing anything that a job requires. If you don't know how to do it, you don't need to be there. I don't care what color you are or what race you are. If you don't know how to do the job, you don't need to have the job. I mean, if you don't know how to dig a ditch, well, you don't need to be a ditch digger.
That's fine with me. I don't know.
Well, I've dug some. But I used to be in asphalt. I've been a lot of digging. Yeah.
Oh, this Tennessee clay, it's possible to dig through.
Tennessee clay.
Georgia clay.
Yeah, red. Yeah, I used to do a lot of stuff back in the day, like plant, I forgot what they call it right now, but the bank was washing off. I planted it. I can't think of it's a vine. You plant 2 or 3 of them, and it's going to take over. In time, it takes over the whole town if you let it. But I've done stuff like that, and asphalt and all that stuff. And if I didn't know how to do it, I don't need to be doing it. I mean, like, when I'm drunk, according to the people, some of the people watching, I don't need to be doing my talk show. But I got news for you: don't drink. Just me. See, that's the difference between me and ABC and CBS and all these other networks. The difference from me and them, I'm honest with you. I tell you what I think. And if you get mad at me, I'm sorry. But that's the point of the TV station. This woman, I don't know what she thinks she's a man or not, but she wants to get up there and judge Donald Trump because she don't like him and she don't like righteousness. She's in the wrong place. And, as far as these flags.
Yeah, Marco Rubio yesterday was also busy. He laid down the law, no BML or LGBT blah blah flags at any of the State Department buildings around the world. You wouldn't think you have to tell people that, not to fly it at a federal building, but you do these days.
Well, we got a flag. We don't need their flags. They're still Americans. If they're in this country, they're LGBT, whatever. They still Americans, don't matter what they believe or what they don't represent the whole country. They just represent themselves. But this is a country with we don't want to fly a Russian flag or Nazi flag. We don't want to fly that. We want to fly the American flag that's always flew. We don't fly different flags because you like a man or woman don't mean you're supposed to have your own flag and you're all screwed up in the head. There'd be all kinds of flags out there because we got all kinds of people that believes all kinds of crazy stuff. So, I mean, you wouldn't have room for nothing. There'd be flags everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I get one. I'd fly one with pumpkin on it. If I could just fly a flag with pumpkin on it, let the world know about pumpkin. Well, I mean, I'd have a flag made for that. But they wouldn't put it on our government building because we're supposed to have American flag. We're Americans. I don't care if you're black. If you've been here all your life, you're American. If you come here when you're little, you're born here, to me, you're still American if you're doing you're working and you're living your life and trying to get ahead in life, and you're doing things to better yourself and not hurt anybody, to be a good American. I don't care if you were born here, and I'll tell you this right now, Donald Trump. Some of them that don't deserve to be here. But I'll tell you what, the one that's built their homes and built their families that was come here, and I have to say this because it's right. I ain't saying it because, I believe in doing what is right. We don't need no homosexuals we don't need none of this crap in the military. We don't need all this stuff that's going on right now. I talked to some people in China last night. Actually, it was in Taiwan. And they're shutting down for about 30 days because it's Chinese New Year. Yeah. And they have their flag. They don't have 10 different flags. Taiwan's has their flags, and Russia has their flags, and China has their flags, and I'm probably going to get one made up one of these days. So, but he'll have his own flag. But we don't need all this stuff, these windmills, this tariff stuff, offshore drilling, and all that. I seen a program about these windmills. They're causing the animals to be killed, causing the whales, causing issues with the marine life. It's a bunch of crap. And the guy that I seen the show with said, and I said this before, he was in the UK. He said, my light bill went up since they put up that windmill. So, I ain't saying we shouldn't have solar panels, and we shouldn't have certain things. Certain things go certain places. Thousands of acres with a bunch of panels on it. And then they're talking about food shortages and all this stuff. You got to have a place to grow it. You can't take and wipe out a pecan orchard like I seen and put a bunch of solar panels in it. People like pecans. Why do you want to get rid of the pecans for? Just for something that if it comes a hailstorm and destroy it.
They put a bunch of wind farms up where I grew up, and it just makes it's a traditional farming community, and it's just an eyesore as far as you can see, the windmills, and the farmers get a little bit of rent money for having it on their property, but that's about all they get. It doesn't really help anybody in the community.
Well, I know it's kind of like a sign, like a billboard. They pay you so much for a billboard if they put up the billboard. But it does more good than windmill does, I think.
Well, not in our case.
Well, it has a little, I guess, one or two people. Actually, $30,000 of advertising. But this lady, and I guess maybe she wants to call this guy. I don't know what she wants to be called. She's sure named right, booed. She sure booed to me. Everybody ought to boo her. Boo her. Booed to her. But can you believe that somebody can get up and talk so stupid? Of course, I've seen stupid stuff been talked all in the last 4 years. I've never seen such a bunch of bull crap, made up bull crap, and people is eating it up like hog slop. It's and Donald Trump. I pray God puts a shelter over him and protect him, not let nothing happen to him. But also, I got to disagree with you on the streamers. I just can't see if I was Spanish and they come over there and I bought me a house and I'm working hard and I'm doing my job and I was a good American, I pay my taxes, and they come in and say, you got to go, you're illegal. Well, look here, I got all my family here and all that. I don't go for that. And
yeah, I don't get that one either.
well, I just think everybody should be treated right. I don't care where they come from, but I think they should treat us right and to become Americans and not thieves, robbers, drug dealers, and of course they ain't the only one. White people do it too.
And they already arrested without even having any type of raids. They already arrested 300 people yesterday, and they officially called them illegal aliens again. In the federal government, they decreed that, so that was good.
That's what they were. Yeah, go back to Mexico, work with us. Come back here, you know, hard working people. I mean, not just Mexican. I got a guy from let's see, he's from South America. I got the name of the country. I've probably been there. Well, anyway, he's a hard-working man, and I pay him good. Hey, if he gives me a cheap price and I think he deserves more, I give him more. I think everybody should do that. I think everybody, like Donald Trump talking about, not letting people get a job just because of their race, color, or whatever. I think that people that went to school for in college and they learned a trade. I don't care what they are. If they can do the job, give them the job, man. I don't care what color they are. That's what, and it's just like Donald Trump picking his cabinet. He ain't gonna pick somebody he can't work with or don't believe in doing the right thing. That's where you're supposed to pick your help. You take Jeff in there, my engineer. He's a lot smarter than me, and definitely give him a job because I need somebody smarter than me. but it's really, what's fair is fair, and and I thank God that Donald Trump. He said I understand he said 1,500 soldiers down to the border. 1,500, wasn't he?
Yeah, they sent 1,500 actual troops down there to help out, and they shut down that app and for the people to get on, and they're all crying about it. And
well, I can understand that, so I'm crying about it. But see, they got to understand we cannot support the whole world. Now, Biden wanted to. He wanted to support everybody but the American people, and that's why he didn't win. Of course, he can't figure it out. He still, see, when a Democrat tells, gets up there and talks about why they didn't win, well, they must be pretty stupid they can't figure out why they lost. Because you try to destroy the country. You let everything come in here, didn't give a crap where they come from, what they did, how much they was against American people. My co-host with them big long ears. Now, I'm not racist against my dog. I mean, I like him just the way he is. But he does have his ways of aggravating you. And that's the way people do so. But I think some dogs are better than some people. What about you, Jeff? You think dogs are better than people?
Oh, yeah. And definitely better than cats.
Like, I love cats, too. Hey, my cat's a lot better than that. And my dog is, he's not as clean as my cat's. And, but too bad I had to put one to sleep. But anyway, it's a shame, that people can look at things so blind. They look at it, but they can't see. I'm hoping that Donald Trump's going to get all this bullcrap straightened out in Ukraine and all this stuff. And I mean, I know Putin ain't a great man. I mean, he's great for his country, I guess, but
I don't think so.
yeah, well, I mean, for for his
oligarch.
Yeah, but I think he should have never started something like that. What he's going to do, and looking at it's all he did is cause more misery on everybody. Anybody wants to take over, I think they should negotiate. You know, they should have a vote on everything. They should, you know, work together and try to work things out. Just like, you know, Iceland, you know, and of course, Panama Canal, I can understand. I can see Donald Trump's point of going in and taking over the canal because the Chinese got their hand. Yeah, well, we'll talk about it later. All right, wrapping it up. God bless all of you, and be sure and boo that woman.
The views and opinions expressed on all Talkin Live presentations are those of the host and their guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of the Talkin Live TV broadcast studio, or by this channel or its management.
Hello world! Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get notifications of our upcoming broadcasts. Explore our large archive of shows. Watch any episodes you need to see again. Find our YouTube channel online at youtube.com/@Talkin Live Show, or on your Roku or Amazon Fire TV home screen, head to the YouTube app to watch without the need of any expensive cable TV service. Subscribe today. Get ready for some Talkin Live.